The ancient Israelites live in an area that is so fertile that it inspired humans to invent agriculture. And that surplus of food leads to the development of mighty empires. And then those empires want to conquer each other, and geography puts the ancient Israelites in the way. More after this. Ancient Israel is located in the Fertile Crescent. It's a roughly semicircle that connects the Nile Valley with the land between Euphrates and Tigris. Flanked by the Mediterranean Sea to the west and the Syrian desert to the east, ancient Israel is located on a small land bridge that connects those two river systems. The area is also called the Cradle of Civilization. The biodiversity of the area was enormous. Here, humankind developed agriculture and domesticated large animals. The resulting surplus of food enabled humankind to make the transition from a nomadic hunter-gatherer society to permanent settlements. Over time, the first states emerged in Mesopotamia and in the Nile Valley. Here, humans discovered the wheel, irrigation, and they invented riding. The first record of the people called the Israelites appears on a stele erected by the Egyptian pharaoh Merneptah, who reigned between 1213 and 1203 BC. His inscription claims to have laid waste to Israel and other peoples in the Levant. Where the Israelites come from is unclear and heavily disputed. The theories range from immigration to a social revolution in coastal city-states when disenfranchised people move into the hill country. Whatever their origins may be, in the hill country of Judea and Samaria, the Israelites develop into a distinctive people whose settlements can be identified by typical cultural markers like the distinctive Israelite house form and by the absence of certain foods like pig bones. The location of Israel is blessing and curse at the same time. Two major trade routes connect Egypt with the civilizations in Mesopotamia. The Via Maris along the coast and the King's Highway along the Jordan River. These highways generate enormous wealth, but at the same time they are also the routes that conquering armies use when Mesopotamia fights Egypt or vice versa. The Israelites find themselves always confronted with or conquered by one power or the other. Only when both regions are dealing with internal problems and cannot field armies to conquer each other, have the Israelites the space required to culturally and economically thrive and build their own states. The most significant period of independence begins when Kings David and Solomon reign over a united monarchy that included Judah and Israel. In 1993, Israeli archaeologist Avram Biran discovers a stone in Tel Dan. The stone was erected by the king of Aram in the 9th century BC. It commemorates the victory of the king over the house of David and the kingdom of Israel. Under divine guidance, he killed several thousand Judahite and Israelite horsemen and charioteers before personally dispatching his royal opponents. The stone also shows that the country is split into a northern kingdom of Israel and a southern kingdom of Judah. In the 8th century BC, the Assyrian Empire had established its dominance in Mesopotamia and headed south for further conquests. In 740 BC, they conquered the northern kingdom of Israel. The people are led into exile from which they will never return. 10 tribes of Israel are lost to history. In 612 BC, the Neo-Babylonians conquer the Assyrians. In 598 BC, they also conquer the southern kingdom of Judah. And the people are led into what is called the Babylonian exile. In the Babylonian exile, the Hebrew Bible is compiled into a form that we would recognize. The emergence of this definitive collection of texts is a major transition in the history of the Jewish people, because the Hebrew Bible transforms the Israelites into Jews. The Jews returned from this exile after the Persian king Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon in 539 BC. The Jews live under Persian control until Alexander the Great conquers the Persian Empire in the 3rd century BC. After his death, his empire is divided among his generals, and Israel becomes a province first of the Ptolemaic Empire of Egypt and later of the Seleucids of Syria. The biggest threat to Jewish identity is the enormously persuasive Hellenistic culture. The Maccabean revolt leads to a brief period of independence until Israel becomes a client state of Rome in 37 BC. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I see you in the next video.